from an early age, I have had a pretty huge fascination with how the world works and how it has worked in the past. And this led me to develop this huge interest in history, specifically military history. I love World War II. I don't love World War II. I love learning about it. The Cold War, I mean, everything back to the Renaissance is incredibly interesting to me. And from that, I have also developed this big interest in finance and financial markets. And to a lot of people, these two things seem to be at odds with each other. They don't really seem to be compatible. But it's actually, the reality is actually quite the opposite, where the history is all about, the history that we learn is all about important decisions that were made, things that happened, events that have occurred, and how the world reacted to it. And in financial markets of today, that's exactly what they're built around. It is a numerical, algorithmic, global platform in which people use capital to speculate on and react to events that are going on around the world. And so, from this early interest in geopolitics and the way the world works, I've kind of been able to marry that to a career that is very interesting to me, and B, is very accessible here at Miami. And to that end, I have decided to pursue a Bachelor's of Science in Quantitative Economics, and because that is, it's actually not in the Farmer School of Business, it's through the College of Arts and Science, which is really kind of odd for students that are trying to go into the business world, I guess is what they call it, if you want to work in a company. But it actually allows me, what's really nice is that it allows me quite a bit of freedom in, I escape a lot of the requirements that the business school students have, and it's actually a lot more directly related to the kind of work that I want to do at a bank or some sort of fund or firm, where I'm doing financial math, decision science, political trends, that sort of thing, where it's all of these little factors and small, seemingly incomplete and disconnected data points that you have to weave together to paint a larger picture of the world as it stands in front of you. And that is something that I'm very, very excited about, and makes me excited and glad that I'm here at Miami, because I've met a ton of people and have made all sorts of connections where either it was, Miami played some role in meeting them, or they recognized, hey, Miami's, it's recognized as a good school for this kind of thing. Like, I know a guy who went there, that sort of thing. So I definitely feel like I'm in the right place in that concern. But as to the career steps that I'm actually taking to this end, it's kind of interesting. The people that I've talked to have said that there's no real one thing that you can do to guarantee yourself a job in trading or investment banking. It's more just building a profile of someone who has critical thinking skills and is competent, and someone who can solve a problem, someone who can analyze data, not just necessarily looking off an Excel spreadsheet, but watching the news and reading reports and things like that, and disseminating from that relevant information that can be used to make money. And that is something that is both very interesting to me and is something that Miami really prepares me for, in allowing me freedom to pursue the classes that I want. The actual credit hours requirements are a little bit lower than some other comparable majors, and also allows me a pretty great network of resources and people that I can reach out to should I need help finding connections or help with a class or really whatever it might be. But there's in so many